So you got your right and left auricles. You open those up. The chamber within is your atrium. Okay? All the questions I'm getting today are right in here. So I'm not sure why that is, but let me walk you through this real quick. The chamber inside is the atrium. Okay? The right atrium. The pectinate muscle is all these ridges inside the wall of the atrium. Okay? You have your superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Looky there. Takes me right into the right atrium. Alright? You also have another vessel back here, the coronary sinus. It empties into the right atrium, and there's the opening right there. That little red. Okay? So there's your 3 blood vessels that bring blood into the right atrium. This little thin spot, I'm going to call it, is your fossa ovalis. Okay? It looks different on the other models. If you've looked at the other models, it looks different from model to model. There it is. Here is your tricuspid valve. Okay? And you can look down in there and you can start to see your chordae tendineae, the little strings. So I'm going to open up the right ventricle. Maybe. Okay? Okay? I've got my finger running through the tricuspid valve. There's your chordae tendineae, the strings. They are attached to papillary muscles. Okay? And those muscles control the opening and closing of those valves. All of these other little ridges down here in the ventricle are trabeculae carnae. Okay? They look a lot like pectinate muscle, but pectinate muscle is in the atrium. Okay? Trabeculae carnae is in the ventricle. Here is your pulmonary semilunar valve. Okay, it opens into the pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk splits into your left and right pulmonary arteries to take blood to the lungs. Blood comes back from the lungs through the left and right pulmonary veins. Blood is oxygenated at this point. This blood from the pulmonary veins, if I can get that off. Okay? We're in the left atrium. Okay, there's the fossa ovalis on that side. So there's your pulmonary veins. Regardless what side of the body they're coming from, they both empty into the left atrium. There's your bicuspid valve. Okay? Stick my finger in it. You can see now I'm in the ventricle. Alright? There's your chordae tendineae, the strings. Papillary muscle. Okay? All these other ridges, trabeculae carnae. Alright? This is your interventricular septum. On the outside, you have interventricular sulcus, where all the blood vessels are. Notice the right side, the wall of the ventricle is much thinner than the left side. Do you see that? That's because the right side is pumping blood to the lungs. They're right next door. The left side has to pump blood all over the rest of the body. So you've got a lot more power over here. These muscles are much thicker. There's the apex. Okay, it points left. Blood flow. We'll start with the veins. Inferior vena cava, superior vena cava. There's your coronary sinus on the posterior side. Okay? All 3 of those vessels take blood into the right atrium. Alright. From the posterior side, here's the posterior interventricular sulcus. Okay, there's my inferior vena cava. Here is my middle cardiac vein coming up the posterior side. Here is my small cardiac vein. It comes up the margin, wraps around, see, coming up this way, and it too is going to join the coronary sinus. So there's those two vessels that I drew on the board back there. Okay? Small cardiac vein, middle cardiac vein, coronary sinus. On the anterior side, okay, this big vein and all its tributaries, that's the great cardiac vein. Okay? It comes up the anterior sulcus, comes around between the left auricle and left ventricle. This is still great cardiac vein. It wraps around to the posterior side to drain blood into the coronary sinus. Okay? So all of this is great cardiac vein. Coronary sinus. Middle, small. The arteries. There's your right coronary artery coming off the aorta. Okay? Your left coronary artery peeks out right there. Okay? It comes off the aorta as well. Okay? The left coronary artery splits. You can't see the split, but it's going to take a left-hand turn. There's your circumflex artery going this way. Anterior interventricular artery comes straight down. Okay, those two vessels branch off of the left coronary. The right coronary artery over here, okay, gives off the marginal artery, okay, which runs alongside your small cardiac vein. So there's your marginal artery coming down. Follow the right coronary a little further. There's your posterior interventricular artery running right alongside the middle cardiac vein. Okay? I don't know if I hit everything or not, but if that doesn't point you in the right direction, I don't know what will.